So one more time, good morning for all of you. Before I start with the lesson, there are some few notes that I need to mention them for you. The first one, that this will be the last week that we're going to have a live session in it. So the last lesson will be in the 30th of April, which is this Thursday. The second thing, you need to double check all of the materials that we already sent it for you. And a mixed practice booklet will be sent for you on Thursday for the final exam. Your final exam will start from the 2nd of May, as they mentioned for you. And what else? Now, the material for the final exam is what we took in the online sessions. So everything else is not included, which means from lesson 15.2 till we're going to reach. Okay, so 15.2, 15.3, 18.1 to 18.4, 2.3 to 2.5, chapter 9, we're not going to finish it all, only 9.1 and 9.2. Now regarding 9.3, I will record it for you, but it will not be included in the final. Okay, this is all I have to say for the final exam, so no question regarding it, and no question regarding the final material. They will send for you an email with it. Now, in the mixed booklet, the last page in it will have the links for all of the live session and all of the recorded session that I already give it to you. Okay? Now, we're done with the final. For the quiz for lesson 2.4, it will be at the end of this lesson. Once I'm done with explaining 2.5, and this session is almost over, the last 5 minutes, I will give you the link to do the quiz. So no more question. Now I'm going to start with my lesson. So let's start with lesson 2.5. So in lesson 2.5, this will be the last lesson in chapter 2, and it's deriving and using formula. Now most of you, so all of you, open your course book, page 28 and 29. Your course book should be in front of you because we will need it. Now, most of you, when I start with lesson 2.4, you got confused. What is the value? You keep telling us to translate. Then after translating, what should we do? And I keep insisting, that's it. You don't need to do anything extra. Now, here will be the extra work. Okay? I will ask you to translate in some of the question, but what I will ask you also to do is to get the value. But what will I do in order to for you to get the value? I will give you some extra information. I'm not just going to tell you to translate and that's it. I'm not going to say anything after it. I will need to give you extra information so that you can actually figure out the value. And this is what we're going to do in this lesson. So the title for the lesson is Deriving and Using Formula. Our objectives, we have two objectives. The first one is derive and use simple formula. Derive means to translate, to get the formula that I want by translating whatever is written into mathematical language. Substitute positive integers. What do I mean by substitute? It means to replace the letters or the variables by only positive integers. We're not going to ask you to put decimals or fraction or even negative numbers. You're only going to deal with whole numbers, and they will be positive 2, 3, 4, 10, 100, but you're not going to use negative numbers or 0.3 as a decimal or a fraction. Into simple linear expression, the expression that we already wrote them in lesson 2.4. Now, what will be our plan? I will give you the example that is in the book because it's more than enough. 2.5 part A. Then we're going to solve together question 1. Then I will give you the other 2 examples, B and C. Then we're going to continue the rest of the question. So let's start. Now the first example, here I will ask you to get the value. The first part is the translation part. They did it for you. They are telling you, now work out the value of the expression A plus 3B. But they didn't finish the sentence here. They continue. What did they say after this? They said, when A equals 2 and when B equals 4. So here, you need to look at that. That they already gave you the value of A and they gave you the value of B. They didn't just say, find the value without giving you A and B. So what will I do with this value? I'm going to replace, instead of A, I'm going to put what? 2. And instead of B, I'm going to put what? 4. And remember, between 3 and B, what do I have? Multiplication. It's not 34, it's 3 times 4. So how can I do that? Let's start doing it. A plus 3B equals, instead of A, what did I write? 2 plus 3 times 4. Then according to the order of operation, what should I do first? I need to do 3 times 4 because multiplication comes before addition. It's stronger than the addition. So now 3 times 4 is actually 12. So I have 2 plus 12. Now I add them. 2 plus 12 equals what? 14. I'm done. Do you have a question? If yes, raise your hand. Any one of you have a question? Okay, so let's start solving question 1. Now, all of you open your course book and we're going to start with the question 1. Raise your hand, please. Who can solve A? And by the way, you need the values from the book. I didn't write them here. Let's start with Masa. Yes, yeah, Masa.
A plus 5 when A equals 3.
Yes, so what's the value? Excellent.
A plus 3 times,
Instead of A, put 3.
3 plus 5.
Which is?
Which is 7.
3 plus 5, 7, Masa. 8. Yeah, thank you.
That's
That's it.
Sorry.
So we're done. Thank you very much. This is the first part. Now, let's move to Jad. I want all of you to raise your hand. Jad, the next one. What did they give you the value of x?
X minus 9 when x equals 20.
So what will you do?
X minus
You're going to replace
x minus 9.
20 minus 9. What's the value?
20 minus 9, 11.
11. Thank you very much. So the answer is 11. Let's move to the next one. Hassan, the next one.
Yes. Yes.
C, F plus G.
F plus G when F equals 7 and G equals 4.
So
we replace F with the 7 and we replace G with 4.
So what's the value?
7 plus 4 is 11.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. Next one. Yasmin, where are you? Okay, I'm going back now. Wasfa. Yes, yeah, Wasfa. D. M minus 10.
And when M equals 100 and N equals 25, 100 minus 25 is 75.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. So this one is 75. Omar. Omar Zayed. Zaidan, sorry. Yes, yeah, Omar. E.
3k, when k equals 5, I will replace the k with 5. 3 times 5 equals 15.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. And as Omar mentioned, there's a multiplication between them. And next one, F. Mansoor. Yes, yeah, Mansoor.
Plus 2q when p equals 5 and q equals 3. So the 3 the p I will replace it with 5, and the q I will replace it with the 3.
What will you do first?
I will do the multiplication first.
Excellent. So 2 times 3 is what?
6.
6. 6 plus 5?
11.
Thank you very much. Next one. Mu'taz.
G, y divided by 4 when y is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8.
Excellent job. Next one. Safe. Yes, Safe.
C minus 4D when C equals 10 and D equals 2. Okay. Order of operations 4 times 2, which is 8.
Excellent.
And D equals 10, so 10 minus 8 equals 2.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. Next one. And mute yourself, Safe. Okay, now Julie. Julie, I. Julie. Julie. Do you hear me, Julie?
Yes.
Yes, yalla, I. 2H plus 3T. What should you do, ya Julie? Okay, Julie, I will give the mic for someone else. You can raise your hand for another question. Rayan. 2H plus 3T.
2h plus 3t, h equals 8 and t equals 5. So 2 times 8 is 16 and 3 times 5 is 15. 16 plus 15 is 31.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. And next one, Zaid Qrea.
Okay. J.
W over 2 plus V.
W over plus V when W is 16 and V is 9. Okay. 16 divided by 2.
Excellent.
8 plus 9, it equals 17.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. Now, Ibrahim الشغل.
30 over C minus 2 when
C equals 6.
Equals 6. 30 divided by 6 equals 5.
5. 5 minus 2.
Minus 2, 3.
3. Excellent job. Now, Khaled. Sorry, you mute yourself. Thank you, Ibrahim. Amir, Umar, Jude, the rest of you, the ones that they raised their hands, please, once we start with the other question, raise them again. For the ones that they answered, do not raise your hand again. Okay? Give another chance for the rest of the class. Now, Khaled, the last question.
X plus y divided by 2 when x equals 19 and y equals 11. 19 plus 11 equals 30 divided by 2, 15.
Excellent job. Thank you very much, Ya Khaled. So this is the first part of the lesson, which is just replacing the values. Now, as I mentioned, the ones that they didn't answer, put your hand down. Once I'm done with the second example, raise them again. The ones that they already answered, please do not raise your hand again, because I have to, the other students should answer. Now let's move to the next section. And right now, before I even move to the next section, you can start writing your name for the attendance in the chat box. Now let's move to the next section, but all of you focus here in the same time. Now the next section, if I want to derive the formula, which means I need to do all of the work, which means you're going to do the translation, then you're going to do the substitution. Translation, whatever is written to mathematical language. Substitution is to get the value. But once I give you extra information regarding that. So what did they say? Write a formula for the number of days in any number of weeks. Okay? In words. How can I write a formula using words? What did they give you? What kind of information did they give it to you? They gave you the following. They told you they want the formula that represents a number of days in any number of weeks. So shouldn't my formula start with the days equals how many using a number of weeks? So if I want to do a formula for that, can any one of you tell me what should I do? Or any idea about it? Let's listen to Amar Khaldoon.
Yes,
Amar,
miss.
can you tell me what should I do here?
No.
He's telling you how many days,
Yes.
let's say in 1 week. How many days are there in 1 week, ya Amar?
7.
How many days are there in 2 weeks?
14.
How many days are there in 4 weeks?
4 weeks. 28.
How do you know that, ya Amar? What did you do?
7 times 1, 7 times 2. We multiply 7 with how many weeks?
Excellent job, and that's the formula that we're looking for it. So what will I be doing is the following. I'm just going to write a number of days. Days equals a week times 7. If I want to use letters now, what is the best letter, do you think, that represents a number of days? Laith. What do you think the best letter should be?
The letter?
Yeah. If I want to replace the days by a letter, what do you think the best letter will be? By the way, you can pick any letter you want. But what is the best one to use it? Days start with which letter?
D.
So the best letter will be D, and for weeks, the best letter will be what?
For weeks, W.
W. So what will I write is as following. Using the letters, days, D equals W times 7. But we do know that the multiplication, I can take it out and write instead of it what? 7W. That's it. So if you have a question regarding, I'm going to lower your hands, all of you, lower your hands, please. How did I get the formula? Raise your hand. If you have a question, how did I get the formula? Raise your hand. Yes, ya Umar.
Teacher, I didn't understand it.
How did I get the formula?
Yeah.
Okay. How did I ask Umar, ya Umar Zaidan? If I'm asking you, write a formula for the number of days in any week, you're going to start telling me in 2 days how many weeks? He's asking about what? Days or the weeks?
Days.
Okay, good. If he's asking about the days, so my formula will start with the days. Equals. Now, if I have 7 weeks, or not 7 weeks, 5 weeks, How many days are there in 5 weeks, Ya Omar? How do you know?
7 times 5.
Why did you choose 7 then?
Because there are 7 days in the week.
Thank you. So what's your formula?
Days
7
equals
times the
7
number of weeks. That's it. Then if I want to represent it using letters, I'm going to replace the word days, all of it, by the letter D. The word weeks by the letter W. Now, if you want to use another, by the way, another letters, you need to mention what do they represent. Okay? Now, let's see the other questions. But I'm not going to repeat the same thing that Omar asked about it. So it should be another question. Yes, Ya Salah, what's your question? Salah, what's your question?
Yes, I did not have a question. I just wanted to answer that question that you asked.
Okay, thank you, Ya Salah. Now, let's move to the triple I. Work out how many days in 3 weeks. Who can answer it? Yes, Ya Jude.
We will multiply 7 times 8.
Excellent, which is?
56.
Which is what, Ya Jude?
56.
56, thank you very much. And we're done with this part. Now we're going to move to the questions that are in the book. So the ones that they answered, do not raise your hand again. The ones that they didn't answer, raise your hand. Let's move to the next slide. And I'm going to clear everything. Now, question number 2. Let's start from Amir Bakr. Yes, yeah, Amir, question 2. I give you the answer. You need to give it to me. Amir, he's telling you write a formula for the number of minutes in any number of hours. So, Amir, if I ask you in 1 hour, how many minutes?
M equal M 60.
M equals what? H times
60.
H times 60. But now using words, what will you write? This is using letters, but using words.
Minutes equal hours times 60.
Excellent job. So this one, minutes equals hours times 60. And as letters, M equals H times 60. Or we can write it 60H. Thank you, Ya Amir. The next one, Muhammad Abu Eid.
Yeah.
Dina. No, I اعملها أمير. Bina.
Use
in 5 hours.
how many minutes in 5 hours? 5 multiplied by 60.
Which is?
Which is 300.
Excellent job. Thank you very much. I didn't write the answer for that. I'm going to write it now. So B, the answer for it is 60 times 5, which is 300. Now, let's move to the next question. Question number 3. He gave you the formula, and now he wants you to do what? To figure out the value. Zayed, he gave you that the formula V equals IR, and he wants you to find V. When I equals 3 and R equals 7, what will you do, ya Zayed? زايد انت داخل من اللابتوب؟ اشوف الشات، عم تكتب اشي على الشات زايد؟ Okay, Zaid, what's your question first of all? Miss, the ones that they are raising their hand and I'm telling me they don't understand part 1, why didn't you raise your hand? I told you to raise your hand. I'm not going back to part 1. You can go back and... I can't go back, Miss. When I sent for you the video, you can go back for the video and listen one more time. Zayed, go and enter the lesson from your phone. I will go back to you once you enter using your phone. Now, Amir, what will you do?
6. Which question?
3 now, 3A.
3. Use the formula V equal IR to work out V when A equals 1 minus 3 and 3 minus equals 7.
Okay, what will you do then? What is the operation between I and R? Amir, where are you?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, what's the operation between I and R?
Multiplication.
Okay, so multiply 3 times 7. What's the value?
21.
21. I do know that you raised your hand, but you raised your hand to answer. You didn't raise your hand to have a question. You need to raise your hand, ya Zayed. Thank you, Amir.
قطع عندي النت.
Okay, it's fine. You need to raise your hand when I said you have a question, not when I say you can answer a question. So the first one, IR, it means 3 times 7, which is 21. Now, Salah.
Yes, teacher.
B now. The formula again
B
is V equals IR.
I equals 4 and R equals 9.
So what will you do?
4 times 9.
Which is?
Equals 36.
36. Thank you very much. Now let's move to question number 4. All of you go to the next page. And now let's go to question number 4. Question number 4, let's start with Sarah.
London uses this formula to work out the pay of his employees. How much does he pay each of these employees? P equals HR plus B. Where P is the pay, H is the number of hours worked, R is the rate of pay per hour, B is the bonus. In A, Cole works 20 hours at $22 per hour and gets a $30 bonus.
Now, before you start, the 30 hours is actually represent what? H or R or B?
B.
No, H. Because it's the number of hours he worked. Now, 22 per hour, it represents what?
20, R.
R, the rate of pay per hour. Now, the last one, $30.
B.
B, the bonus. Now, let's start solving. So, you're going to replace, what you're going to write?
We're gonna write
20
hours
yes.
Equals
no, not 20 hours. We need to know how much they're going to pay him. So the paying, I'm going to know it. I need to figure it out. What did they give you? They gave you the following. They gave you H. This one, they give it to you. They gave you R, they gave you B. The number of hours he worked, the rate, and the bonus. So you need to replace them.
Okay.
So H equals how much?
H equals 20.
So 20 times R equals how much?
22.
Plus the bonus is how much?
30.
30. So 20 times 22 times 30. Now, according to the order of operation, what will you do first?
We will do 20 times 22.
20 times 22. So let's do it here. 20 times 22. I'm going to put the 22 here.
Okay.
Now the 0, I don't need to do anything with it. I'm just going to put it down. 2 times 2 is what?
4.
And 2 times 2?
4.
So this will become how much?
440.
440 plus what?
30.
Now 440 plus 30?
470.
Excellent job. So they're going to pay him $470. Thank you very much, ya Sarah.
Welcome.
Now, next one, Adnan. Part B.
Avery works 32 hours at $20 per hour and gets a 50 bonus. So we put P equals hour plus B. الhours هو 32.
Yes.
R is the $20.
Yes.
Yeah. And the bonus, the B is the 50.
Excellent job. So now what will you do first?
32 times 20, which is 640
plus
50, which is 690.
690. Now, Zaid Qrea, you're saying that you have a question. Thank you very much, Ya Adnan. Raise your hand, Ya Zaid. Okay. Zaid, what's your question?
I didn't understand 4A.
4A? Which part in it you didn't understand it? Right now, miss, they gave you the information in the white box.
Okay.
He telling you that P represented the pay, how much they're going to pay him. H represents the number of hours worked. So when they say works 20 hours, that means this is H. Now R, they said, is the rate of pay per hour. So when they say $22 per hour, that means it's the rates. Now B is the bonus. So when they say $30 bonus, that means it's B.
Yes.
And then you need to replace it with the formula that they give it to you. Okay? According to the formula, HR, it means H times R.
Yes.
So you should multiply them. And because I have multiplication and addition, according to the order of operation, the multiplication comes first. So you will do the multiplying. Once you're done, you add the 30. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Now, before I move to the last question, I will lower all of your hands. And if you have, lower all of your hand. If you have a question, raise your hand. زايد المهم تكون داخل من تليفونك عشان أسمعك. Okay, yes. حكيت إنك من تليفونك. Yes, يا زايد. What's your question?
Teacher, my question, just when you were back, the one that had 2K.
What do you mean by 2K? Which question 2K?
The first one, it had 2K, so I didn't understand.
I'm trying to figure out where is 2K. I don't have any 2K. Which? Yes, it's in what?
It's in the first.
Question number 1, you mean?
Yes, I think.
You mean 3K?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, which is E? Course book E? Do you have your course book? Okay. Now 3K means 3 times K, Zayed.
Oh, okay.
So you need to multiply 3 times K, which is 15. Now let's move to the last question. The last question, which is a question 5, he's telling you the following, and listen carefully to it before you start answering. What value of k? Now remember, our objective was only to choose positive and whole numbers. I'm not going to use decimal or fraction. What value of k can you substitute in each formula so that all of the expressions will have the same answer? Now, in order to solve this kind of a question, you're going to use a method called trial and error. What do I mean by trial and error? I will keep checking the values of k. Yani, first of all, I will check the value k equals 1. Or even if you want to start from the 0. But I will start from the 1. And I will replace 1 with the 3 formulas. If the answer was all of them were equal, then this is my answer. If not, I will check k equals 2. Then I will move k equals 3 till all of them are equal. So who wants to try the first one when k equals 1? Yalla ya Omar. If you answer, do not raise your hand. Yes, Omar, when k equals 1.
K plus 10. 1 plus 10, 11.
11.
3 times 1, 3.
3. Next one.
4 times 1, 4. Minus 5, negative 1.
Are they equal?
No.
So this is an error, which means this is not the k that we're looking for it. Now we need to go to another k. Let's go to Hamza. After Hamza, Ahmad Nasser. When k equals 2, ya Hamza, let's check it.
2 plus 10 equals 12. 3 times 2 equals 6.
Yes.
And 4 times 2 minus 5 equals 3.
Khawaja, excellent job. Your answer is correct. So this is equal 8. So is it correct, ya Hamza?
No.
No. Now this is another error. So let's move to the next one. Ahmad Nasser.
Yes, teacher. K equal 3 is the key. And 3 plus 10 equals 13. 3 multiply 3, 9. 4 multiply 3 minus 5 equal 12. And minus 5 equals 7.
It's 4. Yeah, there's a mistake with my answer. It's correct. So there's another error. Thank you very much. Now, Mira. And Khawaja, you're going to do the last one. Mira, if k equals 4.
4 plus 10 equals 14.
Yeah. 3 times 4.
Yeah, 3 times 4 equals 12. And 4 times 4 equals 16.
16 and minus 5 equals 11.
5 equals 11.
Another error. The last one, Khawaja. And then we're going to start with the quiz. Yes, ya Khawaja.
Formula is k equal 5. K 5 plus 10 equal 15. 3 times 5 equal 15. 4 times 5 equal 20 minus 5 equal 15.
Excellent, Joe. So k actually equals what? 5. Thank you very much. This is the end of our lesson. And now I will give you the links for the homeworks. Okay?